Hey, welcome back. So, we're doing another exciting week of The Last of Us Part 2. Does it sound sarcastic? Everything I say sometimes sounds sarcastic, but I am excited. Today, well, this week, I said this last week, but this week's gonna be some cool stuff. I think the first time I played this game, my favorite part is coming up. So, look forward to that. Oh, I made coffee again. This time I wanted to try. I know eating on the camera's bad, but that's gonna be loud. I bought some Vienna fingers. I'm gonna dip them. Isn't this exciting? Is this the amazing Let's Play content you come for? I always see people do this. They dip stuff in coffee. I've never done it, so we're gonna do it. It's too messy. I don't like it. I don't know. Why do people do that? I don't get it. Okay, let's watch. There's a cutscene coming up, so let's watch it. What is that? It's very strange. Oh! This is cool. We have some new frenemies. Okay, somehow they saw me, and I didn't move, but they don't know where I am. They direct hit me with an arrow, but now they don't know where I am? Doesn't make sense. Oh, go down here. Whoops, let's restart. I do have a note, in case I don't know what to talk about, but I think this will take a little bit of my brain power. These guys are tricky. They're kind of sneakier. But they don't have guns, which is good. They just have arrows. But the arrows hurt you. Do we grab this guy? I'll shoot this guy. Nope. That's okay. Did they get me? Yeah. I'm not gonna be sneaky. I'm never gonna be sneaky. Let's just shoot everybody. I don't care. Are they coming? Oh. I like doing that where you grab somebody and then you shoot another guy. That's fun. I never really did that the first time I played.
Okay. Breathe.
Do I want this? Yes. See the last guy left. Drop down, drop down, drop down. Somebody sees me. That went well. I was gonna maybe... Nah, I don't think I can really talk because there's gonna be cutscenes coming up, I think. Well, I could talk about... So this is a big thing. I think I never really watched my videos back before, but I have been starting to watch them back a little bit, and I noticed, like, I don't know. The main thing that stands out to me is that the audio is way too low. like if you watch a normal video and then you watch mine, you have to turn the volume all the way up, and it messes stuff up. It's not good. I don't know how to really fix it other than to just make it louder when I'm editing it, but that might sound bad. I don't know. I'm worried. Also, I don't know if my videos are HD or not. I haven't really been paying attention to that. I think they can be, but maybe I'm just not exporting them to HD. Because I was watching it back and I thought, well, I don't think it really looks as good as it can look. I don't know. But it's good that I'm finally watching those videos. My controller's being sticky again. I did usually watch my videos before when I edited them, but I didn't like to watch them on YouTube because I didn't want to inflate like the view numbers. I wanted to know actually how many people were watching who weren't me. But if I just watch, I'll just subtract it by 1, right? Okay, so that's interesting. I feel like I can talk about that kind of stuff while I'm doing this. It doesn't take a lot of brain power. I'd have a note about like stock markets and stuff, but that would take a lot of thought, and then I wouldn't do a good job because I would be splitting my attention. But I could just ramble about my video quality, and that's easy. Is that everybody? It doesn't feel like that's everybody. No, there's a ton more people. So I don't know if they've really explained who these people are, but you can tell they're different from the wolves, right? They're more like feral and with their arrows, and when you hear them talk, they talk a little bit different. So I think I already spoiled it before. They're like part of a cult or something. But that's a nice little extra little group we run into. Where do I go? Provincial. I heard somebody use that word. I'm like, I should use that word. Provincial. I think it just means like kind of simple. Oh. What's happening? Like just like you're from a small town and you're not flashy or fancy. Oh yeah, why don't I do a word of the day while I'm hiding? I don't think I did one last week. So maybe I'll do 2 this week. What looks like a good one? No, I got a commercial type app. Always gives me commercials. Well, there was one I just saw called it was Anthropocene, which is just the era of history that humans have lived in, I think. I just went in a big circle. That guy scared me. He saw me, but I didn't know where he was coming from. What the heck? Oh, whoa. Okay, this has got to be the only guy. I liked that episode that I did where I stopped and I talked about the scene.
These must be the scars.
I might post that on Twitter. I don't know. I should post clips on Twitter instead of just the whole video, obviously.
Hospital. You better not have strung Nora up. Okay. Here's the road.
These are the scars. Ellie's right. It would be weird if she was wrong. Wait, what? What'd she say? Go up here? Shoot. Come on, you've played this game already. You know where to go. Don't I have to crawl somewhere? This is what I did last time. I went around this way, and then I made a circle. Wait a minute. We've seen this tree before. We're lost. I guess I could talk about that stock market note because it was... I had two. I could talk about the simpler one, which was just... I don't know, you keep hearing about how the stock market is doing pretty good, and people will say, whoa, it's not matching the actual economy. Stock market's not matching the economy, so... And then they'll say something like... So then it'll go down eventually, because it will have to match it eventually. Oh, just go this way. Right? And I guess I never really understood what they meant. Like, what do you mean it doesn't match? Please open. Nope.
Need to get past that checkpoint gate.
Okay, at least I'm on the right track. Oh, up here. Right. Maybe? And then, so last week, I finally understood what that meant because these GDP numbers come out. I guess they only come out every quarter. I'll give you that. It's up here, right? What? Over there. I was totally wrong. Oh. And if there's a cutscene here, I'm just going to say real quick that the GDP came out and it was the biggest decrease per quarter that's ever happened. And so that's when I realized, oh, that's what they mean. GDP is a lot lower. And maybe I'll talk about it if there's a cutscene. Maybe not.
Alright.
This is cool. This is kind of like the Resident Evil mansion, right? It does look a little bit like it. No, it doesn't. Could I make... I want to make this anyway. Did I have anything? I was reading this article, and so the GDP went down like 30% or something crazy, the biggest drop ever in the history since like 50 years ago. And I was reading this article about, I guess they were talking a little bit about how the stocks don't match the economy. And this guy had a line which I liked. I don't know. These stock people and these finance people, they have these sayings that they think they're so clever, but and usually they're just like, I don't know, I don't like them, but I like this one. He said, there's this saying in finance that stocks can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. So, I kind of like that. Because right now, I guess you could say the stocks are acting irrationally, even though there's a reason for it. And all the articles I say, they keep saying the same thing, which is that the Fed is pumping all this paper money into the economy, and that's what's keeping everything afloat. So it's not really irrational, but it is irrational in that it's unnaturally inflated. It's not inflated because businesses are doing good. It's because the Fed is pumping this money in, and companies are like going bankrupt and stuff, and people aren't working and people aren't spending money, so it doesn't make sense. that the stocks would be that high, I guess. So you can bet like okay, I mean, stocks are eventually, I guess if you want to like short stocks, you could say they eventually have to match the economy, and then maybe if they go down, we can invest then. But they'll stay. I just remember watching The Big Short, and there's that scene where the really smart guy who was the first person who was going to short the housing market, and he was right. He saw all those indicators that the housing market is a bubble and it's going to collapse. So he shorts the housing market because that means once it does collapse, he'll buy shorting is just buying the stocks back that you sell. And I guess I don't really know the exact mechanics of it, but when you buy stocks, then you can sell them. But if you short stocks, you like sell them and then you buy them later when the price is lower, so you make money that way. And there's a scene where he's like, the stocks are staying high. It doesn't make sense. All this money, or I think it was like whoever evaluates it's a little bit, I don't know. It's not really complicated, but I know I can't explain it well, but I guess you buy securities which have mortgages in them, and the mortgages were valued way too high. They were AAAs, like really good, but they were valued at AAA, but they were really like B or something. So he was saying, and whoever evaluates that put out that information, and they're like, oh yeah, all these AAA stocks are actually B, so if the stocks were acting rationally, they would have dropped, because they would have been like, oh, all this stuff we're holding is not worth as much as we thought it was. But they didn't do that. So this guy started to go insolvent because all of his customers were like, what are you doing? You said at this point in time we were gonna start making our money back, but why aren't we making our money back? And he's like, they're cheating. They're not doing what they're supposed to. And you're supposed to feel really bad for that guy. It's hard for me to feel bad for people. I mean, if he was really so smart, wouldn't he know that stocks act irrationally sometimes? Why would he get into that business? I never liked finance and stock because it's just trying to predict something that's unpredictable. Even the smartest guy in the world, this super genius, couldn't predict. He could predict that the stocks were that the value was higher than it was, but he couldn't predict that the banks were gonna get bailed out or whatever happened, which caused the stocks to stay the same. And then eventually it did drop, right? But I don't remember why. Something happened that like, this is interesting. I wonder if you can save these guys. Oh no, he's choking. Okay. Wait, let's try that one more time and see what happens. I want to try to save that guy. What's he standing on? No, he kicks the thing off. There's no way I can get there.
Don't let her escape!
I want to get over here. No, I can't help him. Okay, that's it for today. I remember thinking the first time I went there, can you save this guy? I don't think so. It's like Groundhog's Day. I keep restarting and trying to save him. Okay. yeah, I don't know how to end videos, but thanks for watching. If you're watching, I'm pretty much, I don't know, it's probably bad to talk about like people watching because they might feel weird or whatever, but yeah, I think Super Mario is the only person who watches these, and she hasn't even played yet. You haven't played yet. Why are you watching this? Don't watch it. She watched some of the other ones, and I'm like, oh, I hope I don't spoil anything, because she's playing it now. But you'll have finished it by the time this comes out, probably. Like a week or 2 weeks from now. But yeah, I never really expected anybody to watch, so I just feel weird. I just always feel weird about everything. I don't know. Anyway, see you tomorrow.